pleasure to meet you.
You too. I love film.
Exactly. We just want to talk about film and really celebrate. I just think it's so amazing to see there's directors and actresses and screenwriters all across. What does it mean for you to be here tonight with Kodak?
I'm really excited to be here. It's a beautiful celebration, and it's like it's not dead,
Right.
Film is still very much alive, and I mean, yeah, I grew up with all of this. I mean, I have VHS still, and it was strange kind of getting to that moment where I didn't quite know how these like new digital cameras worked on set,
Right.
and then you would see a film that was, or movie that was shot on film, and all of a sudden it was like softer and it had this different appearance, and you're sort of like realizing that you're living in this day and age where people don't even know what that was like. Like they're just so used to everything being digitized, and I think it's a beautiful celebration. I mean, it's important. It's how this business started, and I mean, it was one of the most amazing technological advancements for humankind, and we should celebrate that, and we should continue to educate people about film and the process and all of the magical things that you can do with it, instead of just like push a button and take out the memory card, and it's
Right?
like,
Exactly.
the whole process is like lost. There's so many amazing things that you can do with splicing, and I mean,
As an actress, does the process feel different when you're being directed or you're on a set with film versus, the video, and it's a totally... Does it feel different, like, in the direction and acting because you're working with film itself?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everything has become, like, quicker.
Right.
No matter what it is, and it's just, like, make it quick and make a lot of it and go, 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 and... I feel really honored that in my career I was able to work with someone like Conrad Hall, and when he shot American Beauty, and I was able to work with him and Sam Mendes, that was a beautiful process, and that's really what it was. It was like an experience.
And just the aesthetic of that film, it really just stands the test, because every time you look, I mean, it's a classic, to no end, and it has this like really gorgeous feel to it that I don't think ages. It's timeless.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, it's an honor to be a part of. It was something that I never would have known at the time, but just it was really special to have that. I mean, I moved out to Hollywood in like '94, and so I've seen this whole progression.
It's so crazy because it's like now with social media and so much that takes on. I know, I feel
trying to keep up with it all.
I know, and I understand that when you say that. I mean, like there was no social media when I moved to LA. It didn't exist, and so I tried to
pager, and I mean, we had the Thomas Guide. Like, we didn't have that stress, and now it's like everything's super quick and just like fast and like, I mean, I get it. There's the business aspect of it, but you're losing like the artistry of it, and I think that's what you're able to incorporate with film. With the process of using film to shoot with. It's an experience. It's like a visceral experience. It's not just like, quick and shoot it, and then it's like the whole quality is different. I mean, learning how to sort of see yourself and work in something that was digital, and you're like, oh my God, like, I mean, it's, and then it's sort of, I mean, for, my limited knowledge in this space, really, it's like this whole concept of like, okay, but we can make it digital that looks like film, like what?
Right, exactly.
Why can't we just use that, It's, and I think it's really lovely tonight what, I'm able to be a part of and work with Steve and talk about is one of the things that really struck me, which I didn't know about, is that it doesn't take any longer.
That's a really good point to say.
Yeah. And I didn't know that because that's something that everybody talks about. They're like, oh, it's just so much quicker and easier to just shoot digital. Like, it's going to take so much longer. It's going to be, the production's going to cost so much more and whatnot. And it's nice to hear that the stats are really showing that it doesn't. So
thank you so much. Last question for you, because you're so lovely, and I feel like you've mentioned something I deal with all the time. It's just like quicker, better, faster. Like, what is a good way, do you think, to sort of just like I have a hard time communicating and saying like, no, like I need more time, but like I think that's part of just knowing the work and saying, wait, like let's slow it down. Do you have any like good tips for how to do that and really take that space too?
I mean, you just gotta fight for it.
I love that.
You gotta fight for it.
Yeah.
I've really learned, like as I've gotten older, that you have to fight for your vision, and that's the thing that I've seen, time and time again. When it's something that, even from what I've heard with American Beauty, it wasn't a film that was easy for people to see being made.
Right.
And look what it became. It's always a fight of, what you want to do and getting people to understand. And I've heard that from other people that I know, other directors that will say, like, I'm not going to work at all unless it's with film.
Wow.
I mean, they firmly fight for that, and that's a beautiful thing. And then it turns out to be something successful, and it's like, oh my God, we always knew that, it's that kind of thing.
What would you want to tell yourself at that time of filming?
What? Oh.
Like to yourself at that age when you were filming American Beauty, like looking back now, like what would you just say?
I mean, I really enjoyed the experience, but I don't know if I would have changed it necessarily, because as I got older, I learned much more about the business aspect of it all, of what I did, and I literally, at that moment in my life, was happy to have a job and be working with such beautiful people.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I have such beautiful memories of Connie, and I used to just say Connie, and he'd say Mena, and we had this like beautiful thing, and with everyone, it was a beautiful relationship, and I think it was due to a lot of that innocence.
Right.
And I feel like if I had been much more like business-minded about it, it might have. It just would have been different for me. So
you're so lovely. I love you. Such a good vision into that from the eye of an actress, especially with your experience. So
well, I feel lucky that I've been able to see all of it.
Yeah.
I'm so old now that I've seen it all change. And it's coming back in again.
Yes.